Good morning. Okay, I just need to tune the mic to make sure that I'm not shouting at you. I can barely see you because of all the lights, so bear with me, please. My name is Grzegorz Śniadała, and for the past 2 years, I have been running the ABSL IT Club. Today, I want to present to you the outcomes of the study that we have made looking into the title of the conference. Those of you who have been in Kraków last year, you may remember that we have been presenting the IT report, the first edition of how IT shared service industry looks like in Poland. Naturally, this was a snapshot of where we had been this past year. Today, I'm going to present the outcomes of the survey that we have done internally in IT Club. More than 60 members were invited. 19 have chosen to participate, so 19 companies have shaped this presentation. When preparing to this presentation, I started to browse the internet for the inspiration of pictures, thoughts of the future, right? One of the best quotes that I was able to find has been made by the Danish physicist, Niels Bohr. Which I think tells it all. But let's give it a try. Let's see the future. In 1977, that was, when Mr. Kenneth Olson, at that time the president of Digital Equipment Corporation, said there's absolutely no reason why people would want a computer in their home. Today we're carrying computers in our pockets, on our wrists. Today, all that it takes to establish a company, to start servicing a business online, is a credit card in 15 minutes. The consumerization of IT, bringing IT to the masses, is something that is not going to happen. It has happened already. 2 years ago, I was on a quest on how to attract my son to something more than just racing games and Lego games on the iPad. And I downloaded the Scratch. How many of you are familiar with Scratch? It's one of the best ways to attract a kid to learn how to do programming. Because when I downloaded it, my kid was gone for 2 hours. For the next 2 hours, he was just assembling stuff and making an animation without even knowing that he's learning the basic concepts of the loop, of how a program can be made. Today, there are companies who are making the living out of helping other people to code, to assemble. The rise of the cloud, the rise of as a service, the rise of no code is something that is going to help people that have the idea of what to do to just do it. And I'm going to be presenting for each of the trends 2 answers. The first is the answer to the question of how many of participants of the survey think that given trend, in this case, the consumerization of IT, is important. And the second number I'm going to present is how many of you, how many of us, are already doing something with it today. So for the consumerization of IT, 42% of us think that this is something that is important. Yet, only 30% of us are doing something with it today. Quite an interesting number. No presentation of the future of IT could be complete without some solid topics, such as big data. If you look at big data, one of the terms that was popularized by big data is the data lake. 30 gigabytes of data gets created worldwide every second. Every second. This is no longer a data lake. This is a data universe. This is a data ocean. And yes, we are doing a lot by creating the business analysis competencies, hiring data scientists, and trying to figure out sense out of this data, making correlations. But are we doing enough? Is there a different way? Is there a better way how we can tame this ocean of data. What about machine learning? Can we hire a machine to make sense of this data for us? When we typically think about machine learning, we think about something like this. While in reality it's a little bit more complicated. Machine learning is nothing new to the industry. This has been created in the 50s. Every year, the advancement in the algorithms and the ease of use in the practical applications of machine learning are making the ease or the use of machine learning even simpler and even quicker. So, can we jump from the big data using artificial intelligence, using machine learning, into big insights? Because that's what it takes. The data alone is not going to give you too much. The insight that you generate on this data, this is something that we're all in pursuit of. 52% of you think that this is an important trend in the years to come. 41% of you are doing something with it today. That's good. We're not that far off. But do we need to stop here? Janos already mentioned that last year and also this year, we're going to be talking in this panel, in this work stream, about RPA, robotics process automation. For RPA to work, we still need to teach the machine to do whatever human is doing. Can we maybe combine the forces of machine learning and artificial intelligence into creating something like smart machines, cognitive computing? A machine that is able to program itself to discover the patterns in the data and to react to those patterns. %63% of you think that this is important. Yet, only 24% of you think that this is something that you are doing today. I do have a polite request to this 24% of you. When you are choosing to invest in that space, please choose smartly. Let's try to avoid machines being too smart. Next megatrend. The Internet of Things. Everything connected to everything. Something is generating this 30 gigabytes of data per second, right? Mobiles, wearables. Yes, wearables. How many of you have something like this or are thinking of buying something like this? There are examples of practical application of killer ideas that are really catching the market. There are also examples when technology was brought to the market too quickly. So we need to watch for it, definitely. 37% of us think that this is something important, yet 24% are doing something with it. Her name is Grace Choi. You might not know her. But 2 years ago, she created one of the biggest disruptions for companies that are making the living out of producing, marketing, and selling beauty products, such as nail polish, such as eye shade, such as lipstick. She created Mink, a 3D printer where women at home can create very personalized beauty products on their own. This is an example of one of many less than $50 3D printed prosthetic arm. Think about the possibility where the traditional business focused on mass production, mass transportation, mass selling can be disrupted, where the consumer of the future might be asking for, sell me the recipe and sell me the raw materials and I will create it at home myself. Think about changes this can bring to us. Only 11% of you think that this is something that is going to be of an importance. And only 6% of you are doing something with it today. The world of APIs, for Internet of Things to be possible, we need to have things talking to things, machines talking to machines, computer to computers. Everything in these days seems to need an API. Some mentors are already telling that the world of IoT is a little bit outdated, that maybe you should be talking about the world of APIs. Maybe you should be investing in new architectures, disruptive architectures, allowing people to assemble their own creations out of available APIs. 21% of you think this is important. Surprisingly, 71% of you are doing something with it today. It seems that we're at this inflection point where we need to invest a lot in our infrastructure, in our architecture, in the changes that we have that are needed inside our companies to get ourselves prepared for this world of tomorrow. Uber, one of the examples of a company that didn't exist 10 years ago and today is worth $60 billion. Airbnb, something that started in San Francisco as an idea for not even sharing rooms, but to share bed. Today, one of the largest operators in the hotel industry, and they do not even own a single room. The world of new economy is not looking at IT anymore as a cost, not even as an enabler. IT is something that is the product, is so much embedded in the product that it is the product many times. 70% of us think that this is important. And 53% of us are doing something with it today to prepare ourselves to this new world, new economy, new design, new thinking. I started with a quote and I want to end with a quote. Mr. Abraham Lincoln said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." So with no further ado, I'm going to pass the mic to practitioners who are already creating this future today. Thank you.